Hey guys, it is 15 minutes with M, and I am so excited and pumped about tonight. I had taken a break last week from doing this just to kind of sort a few things out and just take a break, but I'm telling you, I'm coming back with a big bang with my next guest, the one and only Alex Lombardi. This woman is an absolute powerhouse. I'm so pumped to have her come on and share her story. So she is here. I'm going to get her on and we're going to get this started. Here we go. There we go. Alex, she should be here any second. And hello.
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
Buongiorno. It's midnight over here. Good.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? So she is coming to us from Italy. So it is like midnight over there, and she is here with me, and I'm so grateful and honored to have you here. So
Oh,
thank
I'm
you
so
so
happy
much
to
for
be
being
here. I'm so happy to be here. And I always look like this at midnight, by the way, just in case anybody's
here.
curious.
You look amazing. You look
I
amazing.
actually just got back from dinner about half an hour ago.
Oh, yes, that's right. Because in Italy they do everything much more later and laid
Yeah, well,
back.
I mean, I still keep my Canadian some of my Canadian habits, obviously, because I'm not naked, by the way. Just noticed that I look naked, but I keep some of my Canadian habits. But tonight I said, okay, you know what? We'll go out for dinner later because I knew I had to come
Yeah.
on and be with you guys tonight. So it
Oh.
all worked out in the end.
That is so good. I'm so stoked to have you. You have no idea.
I
And I
really
can
wish
feel
I could
like,
have I wish I could have been coming to you live from like the stairs of of
oh,
the church and stuff like that, but I said no. This is my kitchen. This is very
love it.
Italian. We have the dish rack that dries over the sink and everything.
It
I
is
can so
so
this is
amazing. I love
yeah.
it. You know what? It's a beautiful thing. I love your story. I first heard you on the wake up call with Joe, and I was like, who is this woman? I was like so intrigued by your story. And then and then you were on the podcast of Midweek Pump with Laura and Antonietta. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what? You gotta have her on. See if she'll come on. And I messaged you and you're so like down to earth and you're just yeah, yeah, okay, let's do it. I was like, oh my God, it actually happened. So
Oh
trying
my
new
God.
things and actually letting them go. And with that interview that you did on the podcast there with a midweek pump, I was saying things like I would never say before. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. You know what? Forget it. Alex is doing all these I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So I haven't done some of them yet. They're
Good.
coming. But I want you to tell everybody your story of like where you were a couple weeks ago, where you are today, how you ended up in Italy, because this is so, so inspiring.
Okay, well, oh my God, tell the whole story. It's 15 minutes, like it. Um, So, I mean, listen, so what I'm doing in Italy, I'll start there, okay? So what I'm doing in Italy is I'm working for a Remax brokerage in training and development. This broker is one of the top brokers in Sicily. He's growing, soon to be the top broker in Sicily. And I've known him for about 5 years, and in January, we had a conversation, and he said to me, listen, how would you feel about coming down here and like pumping up my agents? And I've been a real estate agent for 15 years, but for the last couple of years, I've been focusing my time and my energy on what I'm really passionate about, which is helping other people.
Yeah.
And so that's where, because the real estate industry is where I've, hung my hat for the last 15 years, and it's what I know. That's where a lot of my expertise comes from. But what I talk about is, creating a future, designing a future to live
Mm-hmm.
into, not letting life happen to you, but actually creating your future. Like you're the generator of your life. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I'm here doing because when I was 17 years old, I met this woman. We were on a family trip. I was born in Italy. I was born in Rome. And my family moved to Canada in 1975. And then when I was 17 years old, we took our first trip to Italy as a family. And I fell in love. It was like love at first sight for me. And on that trip, I met this woman who was the daughter of a friend of my dad's. And she literally spent 15 minutes. So look, 15 minutes can change your life, guys. But she literally spent 15 minutes with us, walked away from the table, and I looked at her dad and I said, "Who is that?" Like, I knew it was his daughter. I said, "What does she do?" And he said, she's an international lawyer and she travels around the world and she works in business and, she helps corporations. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be a businesswoman and I want to travel. And
Wow.
then, at 17, and then obviously, my love for Italy was married with my love for real estate and my love for training. And now everything's all come together in this really, what I'm doing here is that I'm fulfilling the dream of a 17-year-old. And, you
Wow.
know, I tell people it wasn't intended for me. Like, you mentioned that just a couple minutes ago, how, oh, you gotta, let go of these things. And if she can do it, I can do it. Like, there's nothing special. I'm so honored the way you introduced me and the way you speak about me. And, but it's like, I'm the daughter of a taper and a seamstress. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I wasn't destined for greatness. Like, I wasn't born into, this family that was, already doing all this stuff. I found something that I wanted to do. I realized how I wanted to feel in life, and I spend my whole life doing that, literally chasing my dreams.
I love it.
So
I
that's what
love
I'm
it.
doing here.
Wow. And like the journey that you took, it wasn't like here's the yellow brick road and just follow it right to
No.
the heights of what you're doing. It was
No.
really like an up and down thing, but the thing that remained constant was what you wanted, that vision, that goal, and you just kept moving forward and forward and forward. And you probably kind of stopped and then started, and I'm like, no, full force again. And
Yeah,
was
because
there
listen, when you set a goal for yourself, or when you have, like, listen, when I was 17, all I knew was I wanted to be like that lady. See, and that's everything. Like, everything is life in life is not what you have, what you do. Everything is how you feel.
mm-hmm,
Everything is like, what is that feeling that what's your experience of life? Do you know
right.
what I'm saying? So when I was 17, I wanted that experience of life. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't know where I was going. I knew I wanted to work in business and I wanted to travel. Okay, done. Check. Now, then,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I like Italy. Oh, maybe we'll add that to the list. But everything was done, and then I'm in Sicily now. And the first time I came to Sicily was 2014. I was in Rome and
Mm-hmm.
I was in Italy for a while. My kids were here and then they left and I had a 4-day lull and I didn't want to stay in Rome because it was too hot. I didn't want to go back to my parents' town. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? It's 4 days, right? So I said to the guy at the hotel, give me a map of Italy. So I opened the map of Italy and I looked down and I was like, oh my God, I got to go eat a cannoli. So I booked a flight to Sicily and I came to Sicily and I was here for 4 days. And the first time I was ever here, didn't know anybody here. I came to this area, to Sicily, and I was like, oh my God, I have to come and live here for a little bit. And that was in 2015. And so it wasn't like all these conscious decisions were made. I just
Right.
I knew I wanted that and I knew I wanted that. And I didn't even think it was ever going to be possible, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was like,
Wow.
okay, well, that's for other people. That's not for people like me. But then, because the thing I was chasing was the feeling. The thing that I wasn't chasing living in Italy or, training people or I was training the feeling that I wanted to feel. And maybe it was because I just was so impressed by this woman. I feel like this woman now.
Wow.
I feel like I've turned into that woman that I admired, or for as ridiculous as it sounds, 15 minutes, but it's the experience of life now. I'm here. I've been here for a little over a month. I'm here for a couple of months, and I'm also, working things out for myself as to, okay, well, is this going to be temporary now? Because now I'm starting
Mm.
to see. I thought it was temporary when it was coming, but I started to see, oh my God, but I actually have the road paved out for me to have the life that I want to have,
Yeah.
to live the life that I want to live, right?
Wow.
Despite what my family thinks, despite what, my friends think, despite what people think. It's, I'm a mother, which is, one of the most important things that I am. right? And even though my
Mm-hmm.
kids might not think that sometimes, but they're always there. But again, it's the experience of life, right? I wanna be able to give the things that I have to people. And while I'm here, I'm documenting everything and I'm sharing everything. And it's not to be a show off and say, haha, I'm in Italy, everybody else, it's, I want people to know that this is possible. And all you have to do is create the dream and the vision, and if you're really committed to it, like things will fall into place. It took 40 years, 30 years, 37 years, but everything is, falling into place now.
And you said two like important things. You said the first one was, oh, but she, she can do it. Like she's got it. She's able to have those things, right? Kind of putting someone like on a pedestal type of thing. But we're all the same person. We are all able to do those things. And I love that you said that. But you also paired it, more importantly, with the feeling and the emotion of what you wanted. And that's something that's very different than getting it intellectually. Because you can get it intellectually, yeah, okay, it makes sense. But once you start to flip it to the emotion, it's like a completely different level. And I
Yeah.
don't think people really comprehend the two. Like they're very different. They're very similar, like your mind and your emotion, but they're very different too.
Yeah, like
So
somebody doesn't buy, you don't say, I want to buy a penthouse or a Ferrari or a Gucci bag or whatever that big ticket thing is for whoever it is, depending
mhm,
on who you are and what you're up to. It's not having that thing. It's what that represents for you. It's how it makes you
right.
feel. The guy that pulls up in his shiny new Ferrari, it's the feeling. I mean, the Ferrari is great too, right? But it's the
Yeah,
feeling and the emotion that comes out of the fulfillment of that. And,
exactly.
that's, everybody's waiting. It's like everybody's waiting for something. Even me. I mean, I'm 49 years old. Hopefully I've got a few good years left in me.
Awesome.
But I think this, when this came up for me, I was like, okay, well, that's crazy, and because you have all your limiting beliefs and all of your morals
Yeah.
and values and all that other stuff and your inner villain, and then all of a sudden I think, well, hold on a second, I have the opportunity now. Like
Hmm.
when I was offered this opportunity, I was thinking like, this is crazy. I'm not, what that, like, I'm not going to do this. I have my business, my kids, my family, my
Yeah.
life, my house. I sold the house. I put the parents with the kids. Everybody was happy. I got people taking care of my business. I can do business from here, and I am doing business from here because, thank God we're in a virtual world now. So I can
Yeah.
take care of my clients. I can take care of my kids. I can take care of my family. I had to sell a house, whatever. You measure a dream by what you have to give up in order to obtain it.
Yeah. And that like when that happened, from what I recall, it was like a domino effect, like boom, 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 doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
Like you were set in like what, 3 weeks of ready to
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah, because I made the
move.
decision. I made the decision, then all of a sudden, all these things that I had to deal with and that I had to consider, they all just started working out. Immigration stuff worked out, and I had work stuff that worked out, and clients. Oh, I don't want to leave these clients behind, and then all of a sudden, everything worked out. So
Yeah.
everything was,
Amen.
hey Michelle, my friend just said, hey Alex. So everything just started to work out, right? Like even I thought, oh my mother's gonna kill me because I'm 49 years old and I'm Italian, so my mother's gonna kill me, and my mother still supported me. My kids, my daughter especially, who's like one of the most amazing human beings on the planet, said to me, Mom, do it. Like, here I'm going to be gone for 3 months or 4 months, whatever the case may be. And even when I left, my daughter shared with me how she was sad that I was going to be gone for so long because I'm her mom, right? She doesn't really have it that, hi, Munchkin. There
Is
she
that
is.
her?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, speak of the
Oh,
devil. I
speak of
love
the
her.
devil. Yes, she said. But but
Amazing.
when I left, she called me from the airport and she said to me, she was all emotional, and she was avoiding me for 2 weeks before I left. And I thought, okay, she's busy, she's pissed off. I didn't know, right? And then at the end, she said, I'm really sad because I'm going to miss you. But I didn't want that to get in the way of you following your dreams because I know how much this means to you. So, and that's another message, right? Like when you follow your dreams, like me doing this now, I swear to God, I can't tell you how many messages I get during the day. people calling me, messaging me, texting me, DMing me, saying, "Oh my God, you're living your dreams. I can't believe it. You're such an inspiration. You know, you're one of those people. You sent me this beautiful, long message." I'm like, "Who is this lady?" You know, but it's because people need evidence sometimes. They need to
Yeah.
see that it's possible. And if somebody else has done it,
Yeah.
then then maybe they can do it too. So that's what I want people to know. I want people to know that you just create it. It's not like you
Yeah.
create it and it happens, but you got to start there.
Yeah.
We think, oh, who am I to, for all this greatness? Who are you not for
Agreed.
that?
Agreed. And it's like, and when it becomes so important to you and it's like that burning desire, it just becomes so natural for you to take those actions to just go and do it. And that's what
Yeah.
I love about your story because some stuff happened. I went up and down and, up and down. That's kind of the way it works. And then it was like, I made a decision one day, like you said, you're like, that's what I want, that's what I'm gonna do, and that's when I'm gonna go and do it. And you just go, and then all of a sudden things start coming to you, and you're just like, is this
Yeah, because
coincidental? It's like, no, well, you asked for, and now it's here,
you look for the signs and the universe helps, right? Like because of sometimes, you think you want to do something and then you start doing it
Yeah.
and Himrella, and then you start doing it and then, oh, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing because we always second guess ourselves, right? But then
Mhm.
you get, something else happens and you get evidence that, oh, okay, I'm on the right path, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't believe that the universe or God or like whatever it is that you believe in, whatever higher power is up there going, oh, let me see how I can ruin this person's life. Like I
Yeah.
believe that the universe is there to move us to
Agreed.
where it is that we need to go. And it gives us these things that happen in our life. Things happen for you. They don't happen to you. And
That's
if you
right.
think of it, like even tonight, I had an argument with somebody and I was like, okay, kind of saw the argument coming, but I thought, you know what? Let me see. It happened, and then a series of other things were unveiled in the conversation, which I never would have known if the argument didn't happen. So instead
Mm.
of being, upset about the argument happening, I'm happy. I'm grateful that it happened because it got me to, the place I needed to go. Every little thing can shift you, right? And then it's up to you. Like we get in our own way. And I got out of my way. And
Mm.
now what I'm learning while I'm here is how much I have been in my own way and how much I've let like the things that are supposed to be my core values and my beliefs and all things like that get in the way of what it is that I want to do, right? We
Yes.
don't live our lives for ourselves. I'm starting to see that that's the only person that you should be living it for, you know?
Very true. Yeah. And
And
that
I'm
being
telling you,
said,
I wake up every morning, I'm giddy. I'm
oh
literally
my
smiling and
God.
laughing like I'm driving and I'm looking at things and I'm like,
Oh,
I'm still going, oh my God, I can't believe this. But
oh my
I
God.
created it.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. And I want to touch upon this. I think it's really important. So you developed something, and I want you to talk about that because I think it's an amazing thing that you've done. And I want you to share it with everyone because it's phenomenal.
Future by design is what you're talking about, the dream book.
Yeah.
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 So I have a course, a brand new course that I do. It actually didn't start as a course. It started as just something for myself. And I created this dream book, which is a book of 50 things I want to do before I die. And there's every page has a picture of like the dream with a visual representation of it, a photo. And in this book, every time I accomplish one of them, I rip the page out. I write on the back the date I did it, what I accomplished, and how it made me feel. And then I put it in the back of the book. So I have this book of all my dreams and all my dreams fulfilled. And it was just a tool that I had in my life, like for many, many years. And then my
Mhm.
friends saw it and my, other people saw it. And they said, oh, I want to make one and this and that. And just again slowly through the course of because I wanted to stand on a stage and teach people what I believe in, which is you can create your own life or you can let life happen to you, you can create your own life and you can design your own future. I turned it into a course and I presented the course for the first time in 2016
Mm-hmm.
in person, and then we've been doing them virtually ever since. So the course is called Future by Design. It's a 6-hour program. It's a 1-day program, and we basically create this book of dreams. But more than creating the book of dreams, what we do is we create a future, and we talk
Wow.
about all of the things in the course that stop you, your fears, your limiting beliefs, all of the things that get in the way in order for you to even create. Because if I said to everybody out there, go make a list of 50 things you want to do before you die, you would probably, oh, that's easy, but then go try to do it.
Right.
We are so limited in what we think is possible for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And in the course, we really get to look at those things and break those things down. Like we don't even start making the list until like 4 hours into the course or something,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So yeah, and then you walk away with this future that you designed, and um, steps on how to start to make your dreams happen right away. Now, the people that have taken my program in the past are, some of them are on here, but or might be listening to this afterwards. So just so that everybody knows, the course has been completely redesigned. It used to be called My Dream Book. Now it's called Future by Design, and I've added a whole bunch of different components to it. Also, I've added a whole bunch of different experiences to it, because now I'm actually living the future that I designed. And so I'm not bullshitting. You know
I
what I'm
love
saying? Like this is not only, creating your future, but looking at what it is that has you, even who's walking into that future, because we're all going to
it.
the future. I don't know if everybody knows that. So since we're all
Yeah.
going there, I say, like, make it the best future that you can make it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love
And
that.
how you do that is you fill it with your dreams, because inside of your dreams are no fluff. Your dreams are your passions, your desires, the things that you love. That's what your dreams are consist of, the things that are
That's
important
right.
to you. And imagine if you were living into a future with all of those things, right? And knowing who is that person that's walking into that future. So it's pretty cool stuff. People
I love
people
it.
uh people experience huge shifts. The last course that we did in person, one of the participants, because when you leave the course, we pick 3 dreams, and I work with people on how to realize those dreams. Like there's some steps. It's called the science of dreams fulfilled. And one of the girls, we finished the course, I think at 4 o'clock that afternoon. At 10 o'clock at night, she messaged me and she said, "Can I call you?" I said, "Sure." So she called me and she said, "You're never going to believe this, but one of the things," she was a photographer. So one of the things that I created in my dream book today was that I wanted to uh, document, photograph a famous family. And she that night reached out to someone on Instagram and signed a contract. His like a big singer, his wife was pregnant, and she signed a contract, or they agreed that they were going to meet to sign a contract so that she could document the birth of the kids, like 4 hours
Wow.
after she left the course.
See, that's how fast the universe can work in like 4 hours. Oh
Yeah,
my God, I got chills. That's so amazing. And I love
yeah.
that you do like work beforehand before you just jump into it, because I think that's really
Oh
important to get
yeah.
your
Oh
mindset,
yeah, for sure.
do it, and then execute. That is
Exactly.
amazing. Oh my God,
So
that's
we're
so amazing.
the course is happening virtually on September 11th. It's a Saturday from 10 to 4 p.m. If people want to follow me on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube, um, we're gonna have start releasing the registration details and things like that in the middle of July. So if you watch out for
Perfect.
that, you'll see it. In the meantime, people can watch my Future by Design video series, which I know you said you've been watching now too, which is
Fantastic.
documenting my whole journey. So you can get that on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
That's right.
And it's really me talking about what I'm going through as I'm living in the future that I designed. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's fun stuff. And I'm
It's
fun.
so amazing. And I'm going to be sharing her contact information after this video. So please take a look, give her a follow, watch out for that program because it sounds phenomenal. I will be taking a look at it when it comes out. So stay tuned. It's going to be September 11th.
Yeah.
Registration is going to start mid-July, guys. Don't forget that. So
And it's
give her a
limited
follow.
spots. We only allow 50, it's only 50 people per program. So
Yes.
I mean, we'll have other dates, but it's very intimate because it's interactive. And I
Yeah.
like to make sure that I'm, able to be with every single participant. So
I love
that's also what makes it. It's not me standing there on video talking to you.
it. Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. Well, this has been amazing. I am so inspired. You have no idea. I'm like all these ideas coming to me before, during, and I know a whole bunch of stuff is gonna come after. So I'm like beyond pumped. I'm so honored that you came
That's
on.
great. You're awesome. I
And
acknowledge you too for everything that you're doing because I think it's phenomenal. And yeah, like I had to come on here even though it's midnight here. Actually, you changed the time for me because I know you normally do this at 7, so thank you for that. But 1 o'clock's way too late because do have to get to work in the morning. But uh, I wanted people to like this is real. Like there's real garbage there. There's, real stuff in my sink.
I
There's
love
real
it.
stuff in my fridge. I'm really sweating because it's like 47 degrees here. I'm like literally sweating. But I'm living this amazing life and it's every day. Like even because then when you're living the life that you want to live, that extraordinary, meaningful life, even when horrible things, like not nice things happen or not good things happen,
Hmm.
it's everything's just easier to manage and to handle. So I don't know, I just say go for it. People say, we're told that this is the last thing I'll say, and I know we have to go, but the definition of a dream in the dictionary is an idea that's not founded in reality.
Wow.
So I feel like calling Mr. Webster and saying, you know what, I think we need to change the definition. People
Yeah.
say, you're a dreamer, like it's a bad thing. No way, man.
No.
Go for it.
Go for it. I love it. And I love how we're going to end this off. So thank you so much for coming on. It's 12:30 midnight over there. So get some rest.
I'm
We're
gonna
going to
go
be
get
in
some sleep.
contact soon. And guys, she will come back for a recap. Well, I'm putting it
For
out there now
sure.
without telling you, without
For
asking
sure.
you.
We'll
She's going to
we'll
come
have to
back
get a
and do
different time
something
happening.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, check
Amazing.
out the video series. I think you guys will
Can't
like it
wait.
and check out the
Yeah.
course when it's available because it's a lot of fun. And thank you for
Sounds good.
having me on, honey.
Thank you so much. Have a good night,
Okay.
guys. See you next
Buona
time.
notte. Ciao, ciao.
Buona notte.